Hi, welcome to another video. In this video, we are going to create two interesting programs using if statements. The first program we are going to create is a program to output the greater of two numbers. Then we'll move one step ahead to create a program to output the greatest in three given integers. Now let's get started. Launch Qbasic application. So Qbasic is launched. Our program is going to prompt a user to enter two integers. Then it will determine which is greater, or it will output they are equal if both integers you entered are equal. So it means that we need to define two integers. This time we are going to define them on the same line. So dim x, y as integer. So we've defined our two variables in one single line. The next step is to take inputs from the user. So we simply say input, enter two integers. Then we pass our variable x and y. The third thing now to do is to compare logically. How are we going to do that? We use if statements. So we first check if x is greater than y, then it means x is greater than y. Else, that is, if x is not greater than y, we want to check to see if y is greater than x. So we can use another if statement. So saying if y is greater than x, then it means y is greater than x. So let me add down here. Now the next thing is that someone can input two numbers which are equal, so we need to check for that. So if x is greater than y, else if y is greater than x, the next thing is that if they are not greater than each other, it means they are equal. So you just print x is equal to y. After this, make sure to end your if statements. And then this is the program. So the first thing is that you check if x is greater than y, then print x is greater than y. Simple. Else, the else part could be that y is greater than x or y is equal to x. So you need to check for all that. So we are checking for the first one, which is if y is greater than x, then we print y is greater than x. Else, it means that if y is not greater than x, then they are equal. So let's run it and see whether there are any bugs in our code. So this is quite simple. So you simply enter two integers. I'm going to enter 20 and 10. It says 20 is greater than 10. That's perfect. Let's enter 10 and 10. It says 10 is equal to y10. So it's correct, but then I added y here. So let me simply remove this. So this is how you print the greater or the greater of two numbers. Now this is quite very simple. Now let's move a step ahead and print the greater of three numbers. So the user would enter three numbers now, and then we return the one which is greater. Now let's look at how to create a program to print the largest integer when three integers are supplied. So just as we did, the first thing is to define the three integers the user will enter. So we can deem x, y, z as integer. The next thing is to take the input from the user. So we are taking 3 integers from the user. So we want to tell the user enter 3 integers. Then we assign them to the integers we declared above, x, y, z. After this, we just have to do our logical operation. So the first thing we need to do is that we take one of the numbers, which is the first one, x. Then we check if x is greater than y, and now this time we are using an AND operator. AND operator simply means that the two conditions must be equal. So x greater than y should be true, and then the other condition, which is x greater than z, must also be true. So if x is greater than y and x is greater than z, then we can print x. So it's just return x, meaning that x is the greatest. Now we can put an else if. Okay, else if, then you take the second number, which is y, then you apply the same logic. Else if y is greater than x and y is greater than z, then you print y. It means that y is the greatest. Then you simply put an else. If none of these ones are greater, then logically it means z is the greatest, so you print z. After this, you end your if statement. So very simple, but you need to think logically before you can be able to do it. So the first thing we are doing, we are defining our variables. We are taking the 3 integers from the users, and then we are checking to see if x is greater than y and x is greater than z. Now, because of this AND operator, both x greater than y and x greater than z must be true in order to print x. So let's run it and see whether we have any problems with our code. So first I'll enter 10, 20, 30. It returns 30, which is perfect. Let's change the position. So this time I'll enter, I want the greatest to be in the middle. So I can say 10, 40, 20. It returns 40, and then finally the greatest to be the first number, which is 50, 20, 10, 20. So 50. So our simple program works. So play around with these if statements. Try to create programs on your own, and then you appreciate if statements. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel if you've not done that.